Hi Andy, this is Ishi, and this is my final presentation. Oxygen I included gameplay and educational value. So Oxygen I included. Here's an introduction. It's a simulation game where you manage a space colony. You give your replicants tasks like digging, building, and researching to keep the colony alive. The goal is to solve problems like oxygen shortage, temperature control, and power supply. It's a fun mix of strategy and creativity. So here is the high pressure oxygen production module. In the game, one of the first challenges players face to is figuring out how to produce oxygen for their colony. At first, it's simple. You use plants, but as you play, the resource runs out and you need a better solution. That's where water electrolysis comes in. It's a great example of how the game introduced chemistry concepts, but it's not just about learning facts. You also have to deal with the practical side, like managing electricity, finding ways to use hydrogen as fuel. So this machine is using hydrogen as fuel. This machine is doing the electrolysis, and this machine is popping the oxygen out to the other places in the colony. The game used some good ideas about learning in the game, like G's principles. So first, sandbox game, meaning you can explore the experiment freely. So this is a good way to learn because you're not afraid of fail. Secondly, the game slowly ramps up the difficulty. So you can start with small tasks like feeding your colony, but you're soonly dealing with like power system and advanced building. It's all about building skill up step by step. This can keep players engaged and learning without even realizing it. Kurt's practice. Kurt is a researcher who studies game in education and found that students are much more engaged with game than traditional class lessons. So Kurt used Civil 6 as a tool to educate students about history. And we'll analysis Kurt's idea and the oxygen not included together and to gain some advantage and disadvantage of educational games. So games can make learning feel fun, especially for students who find regular classes boring or difficult. They give immediate feedback, like rewards for solving a problem, which makes player feel accomplished. In Oxygen Not Included, you get experiments with real-world concepts, like managing gas density or heat transfer. In Kurt's paper, he also talked about some students who feel difficult in regular classes are more engaged in those game classes because they can feel accomplishment in these games. However, the disadvantage of educational game are more significant. Even though educational games are fun and can teach you a lot, they have some big downsides. For one, they only show you bits of piece of knowledges. Sorry, you might learn how to electrolyze water in the game, but you won't get the full picture of how it works in the real life. For example, the chemistry equation you didn't learn why carbon dioxide is heavier than the oxygen. Another problem is that games can make you depend on rewards, like finishing a level to feel motivated, and that can hurt your ability to stay interested in learning outside the game. Sometimes, if you spend too much time playing, you can even hurt your grades or health. So to wrap up, Oxygen Not Included shows how game can mix fun with learning. It's great to introducing science concepts and letting players to think critically, but it also shows limits of what games can do. They can't replace school or textbooks. Games are like these are fantastic tool for curiosity, but uh, it has limits in the real life, and we shouldn't depend on them on education. Thank you for listening and for this semester of educating. Um, I feel so glad you take this course. At my last semester at UW Medicine, I had a lot of fun in this course. Uh, I really played this game deeply, and I really loved this game so much. And also, I love this experience of writing an essay of a game I played. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, and that's all for my presentation.